Hello everyone, welcome to this next edition of Market Ruburu. Today I have with me a trader all the way from Delhi, and he's been in the market for more than 10 years and has been using TradePoint for almost 5 years, and he extensively trades in options also since last 3-4 years, and most of his trades are based on TradePoint. And welcome Abhishek. He's Abhishek Dutta from
Thank you,
Delhi.
sir.
So over to you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, sir. I think my journey started in 2013 almost. I think I started to trade using candlesticks at that time, and like everybody, I studied all the patterns and so I was trading. So for initial 2-3 years, it took me a while, so I wasn't getting anywhere. And then I think somebody suggested me a book by Mr. Thomas Dorsey on PNF. So that is the first book I read, and from there. I started to explore more. So at that time, I found that book very objective and also like point and figure as a study very objective. And
Yeah.
because at that time there was no software as such that could help me take trades or like do analysis and listen in the Indian markets. So I started to take data from NSE and I used to like put it into my Excel sheet, and there I used to draw the X and O's. So I used to draw only for like a couple of stocks and indices. That is the only thing I could do at that point of time. And in 2016-17, I remember that I think Definedge started with TradePoint. So I attended the first, I think it was a session conducted by Prashant sir. So I
Yeah.
attended that. I took the EOD version in 2017. And from there on, I think I've been using it now for everything now, mostly like EOD trades, for option trades. So it is now a staple. And also thanks to you also for like straddles and strangles that I might do on intraday or like, I mean, even on like a positional basis. So this has been my journey. And for the last couple of years, I haven't looked at any candlestick chart. So PNF is my like mainstay. So whatever I have to do, I only do it using PNF. So that has been the journey since now.
So this is a very interesting topic which I can see quadruple top buy and quadruple bottom sell. So normally we hear about double top, triple top also, maybe even a turtle. But
Yes.
quadruple is
Yes.
something specific you are talking about. So can we talk about that now?
Yeah, I'll just talk about that. See, the basic thing is when you hear something about quadruple top and quadruple bottom sell, you will think that it is another, like it is again a variation of the triple top, and which it is. But that is the only similarity where it ends. Because in a triple top, what we are saying that we are expecting the price to move up, right? In PMF, triple top or triple bottom sell are very major pattern. So if there is a triple top, you expect the price to move up, and if there is a triple bottom sell, you expect the price to move down. But for a quadruple top and quadruple bottom sell, they're exactly different. Usually, when you see a quadruple top buy, there is a high rate that the price will get rejected. That is my
Oh,
observation.
so this is
So
a
that has been my
contrarian kind of pattern.
yes. So usually, if you see a quadruple top buy, you should run away from that buy trade.
Okay.
So yeah, so that is what I've observed. So if there is a quadruple top buy, I'll be very skeptical to actually to take a long. Even if you don't like want to short, at least taking a long there, it would not be feasible. That is what I've observed. Similarly, for a quadruple bottom sell, whenever there is a quadruple bottom sell, usually it's observed that the price usually takes a support.
Okay.
So that is the behavior I've seen, and it usually works best on the lower time frame. So if you are somebody who trades on like 1 minute time frame and on say, lower boxes like 0.25, 0.15, that is where it works the best. On the daily time frame, it's not as good as that, but on the lower time frame, it gives very good results.
So you mean
So
to say
that's
they act as a reversal pattern, like a bull trap
yes,
in a quadruple type top buy. Okay.
yes. That
Okay.
is what it acts like. So should I move ahead and we can
Yeah,
discuss
sure.
this? So a quadruple top buy would basically look like this. So it would be a 7 column pattern. So it will be basically a variation of triple top buy. So if you get like if you get another like the X column comes to this again this area. I'm not sure if everybody can see my cursor or not. Let's try to find that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if in triple top, what happens is that you get a buy here and you get a breakout here. But in this case, you don't get a breakout here. You get a breakout at this level. Actually, any variation beyond the triple top buy, it could be a quadruple top or it could be like 5 excess 5 or like 6, 7. Anything more than that I have seen, it usually acts as a resistance. So usually when I see this, I am going to be expecting that the price can get rejected. So it can act like a failure area where there can be some resistance. So that is the basic pattern. So that is how it works. So this is a quadruple top buy pattern. Also, the probable pattern is also the same. So if you don't get a double top buy, but if you get a probable one, so where you are not getting a double top buy, but you are forming this probable quadruple top buy, it is still acts as the same thing. So a probable QTB and a QTB have the same type of reaction. So the entry basically would be that when you get a column reversal after the quadruple top buy or after the probable quadruple top buy, that is the entry that can be kept with the nearest DTP as an SL. So if we are here, so here what can happen is that we can keep this as an SL. This one. So if you are entering here, so this should be your SL. So if you get a double top buy, this can be your SL. Yeah,
it's a very tight stop loss.
Yeah, very tight stop loss. I mean, it is something. Usually, what happens is that on a column reversal, if you take a stop loss, so it's going to be very small and very affordable.
Yeah.
So more or less, yeah. So because you are doing a rejection trade, it is usually, that's why it also has a very good RR too. Even if you fail a couple of times, I mean, because the stop loss is so small, there is a chance that if you take 100, the trade, you would be profitable. Yeah. Even on the previous one, so if we go to the previous slide, so the same thing. So if we get a column reversal here, suppose we get a column of O here now after a column reversal, so this can be a result. So these are the two types of probabilities that you can have on a quadruple top buy. So this is the basic pattern for quadruple top buy.
Just one question: is there any observation which you have had where the reversal should be without an anchor column happening or something like that on this breakout column?
No, not exactly. I haven't had that observation. So I usually haven't seen that. Yeah. So it could be like without an anchor column. Even the basic stuff is that the larger the consolidation, or that is the main thing. So if you are having a large consolidation and if it is in a smaller range, so there is a chance that it can get reversed.
So basically, it acts as a spike which is not bought into and rather sold into.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
It's just an example of QTB. So I wanted to show some examples of QTB. So I think here we can see that we have this pattern, right? This is a probable QTB, right? If you can see, after that, what happened is that on this is an intraday chart, obviously, as I said, that it works best on the short term. So you can see price went up, but after that, what happened?
Okay.
And usually if you hold this trade for an intraday to an BTST, that is a time frame to hold. So don't hold it for more than don't take it as a positional trade, mostly as a BTST trade or as an STBT trade. So that is how it works the best.
Okay.
I'll just show a couple of more examples.
So it's almost like a slightly bigger than a scalping trade, right?
Yes, slightly bigger than a scalping trade. So you should, but yeah, the RR is going to be pretty good on this.
Yeah.
Now here is Nifty. Nifty also, if you can see, it was almost a probable QTB again. So this is also going to be a probable QTB. It's a slight variation on that. If you see, we had a triple top buy form. A probable triple top buy form. It was going to form a QTB. It didn't form, and then it was basically a probable QTB only for this entire thing. And again, if you put a stop loss here, you enter here. You enter the column reversal. You put a stop loss. And again, on an intraday or on a BTST, it has worked out well. So this one.
So the exit is at a fixed percentage level, or it's a trailing mechanism?
You can make it at a trailing level also. See, basically, it could be either like a trailing level, or either it could be, as I said, it could be BTST trade. So don't hold it for more than a day.
Right.
So intraday, if you are initiating on an intraday, maximum the next day. That's all. That is the maximum that you should hold the trade.
Okay.
So even if we held there, so I think probably we would have exited somewhere at the low pull level. Yeah. Still.
Maybe 1 hour kind of trade.
Yeah, 1 hour kind of trade.
Yeah.
This is Sipla. So again, Sipla, we can see the same thing happened. we got a quadruple top buy, we got a column reversal. So we could have entered at the column reversal as soon as we got 3 O's, and SL we could have put here. So
in fact, this kind of a chart tells you that trailing will be better, but it's not going to be every time.
Yeah, it will be tough. See, frankly, it will be tough. So I think, see, what people can do is also, if they are happy, they can even sell OTM calls.
Yeah.
So they can sell, they can sell OTM calls. Like I did the same. I mean, I did this trade on Cipla, so I remember that. I think Cipla went down by almost 10 to 12 rupees after entry. So if you run an OTM call, you would still make some money on that. I mean, if you want to like, I mean, you can do a credit spread like on that also. So that is
So
something
this
that
is nothing but a breakout failure in a sense, right?
Yeah, it's a breakout failure. So more or less, it happens quite often. So this is Reliance now. I think again you can see, Reliance immediately it gave a QTB, then again it got a rejection. So as I said, so more or less, whenever this pattern occurs, there is a high chance that there is a short-term rejection. So what most people would do is that they would go and buy into this trade.
Right.
So that is the behavior. So if you see a QTB, it's better not to at least go and buy into it. At least you can wait. So you can wait for this entire thing to pass out and this QTB to get the entire thing to like form, and then like it to get negated. So then you can maybe take it on the next day or maybe after it.
I think the basic principle behind this trade is that if it is a quadruple, if it is a good quadruple top pattern, the breakout should last, and more often than not, if it is going to be sustained, then it should be sort of an anchor column at least. So if it is reversing earlier, that means it is becoming a failure.
Yes, you can say that, sir. Yeah, correct. Yeah, you can say that. SBI, I think SBI again, we can see on SBI also. So in SBI, I've again marked this trade. So this is actually, if you can see, this is not a QTB, this is a penta top buy. So we have now 5. So it's the same reaction again. You can see, sir, like it is actually a penta top. So it is like again one level up, then a quadruple top, but the reaction is almost the same. So again, you put a SL here, you get a column reversal here, you can take that. So on an intraday basis or like a BTST basis.
Yeah, there are some trades which went on well positionally, some trades reversed immediately. So you're right, it is more of a 1 hour trade and just exit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least it gives you that at least like, even if you wait for this trade. See, I'm not saying it can happen that SBI on a positional basis is actually on a strong trend. But if you see such type of consolidation, it is better that you can wait it out also.
Right.
Even if you do, even if you you don't want to short the stock. Now coming to the quadruple bottom sell reversal pattern. So again, it's the opposite of QTB. It will be probably just the same thing. The only difference is that now it acts as a support. So if you see a QBS pattern, there is a good chance that it will act as support. So and again, like any variation above the TTB, like QTB, pentatop, or like even if you have like a 6 column double top, like you have a 6 column also pattern. So even that will act as the same thing.
Right.
So this is the probable QBS. So you get a quadruple bottom cell. Almost a QBS is formed, but it did not like give a QBS, but it was a probable one. So also the reaction is more or less again the same.
Yeah.
So this is an example of Nifty. So in Nifty, I think we can see that it actually failed initially. I wanted to like touch upon this, that it actually failed initially. Okay, but after that, if you see, look what happened. So usually it can happen because I wanted to also show like one failure trade also. Like it's not that every time it will pass. Yeah, so that is one example of.
So this could have been dangerous holding overnight, because I think maybe it looks like the market gapped up that day.
Yeah, market gapped up that day. Correct.
Yeah.
So that's why I say like you have to be very specific. You can do like a risk defined trade also using this price.
Right.
This is ABFRL, and these are all recent charts. So I think this is the recent price action of ABFRL. So you can see on QBS, after the QBS, it gave a reversal and again it started to go up. So on a column reversal of 3 points, you got about, I think, 7-8 points on that, on ABFRL. This is for Nifty. For Nifty, this is probable QBS. I think you can see what has happened.
Yeah.
So this was the probable QBS. You put a stop loss here as soon as you get a column reversal, and maybe you can exit here on the same day, or like even on the because it gapped up on the next day almost.
Yeah. So holding overnight might be risky if the move has not started in your favor. So maybe only if the move has gone quite well in your favor, then you can consider holding overnight.
Yes, yes, but yeah, I mean, if you are doing a risk defined strategy, then it's fine. If you can do a risk defined strategy, then it's also okay.
So you use any type of scanner on this, or is it just a visual observation?
I usually only track for indices mostly. Usually, I mostly track for indices. So on indices, I keep a track. For stocks, there is a scanner. There is a scanner. I think I only track for like a probable TTB or like a probable TBS. That is a
Okay.
scanner I use if I have to use. But more or less because I keep myself only limited to indices, so I'm able to catch this manually.
Right.
Actually on indices and on like wherever there is a lot of liquidity, it will work very well.
Okay.
Apollo tire. This is again a recent example of Apollo again. So we can see we had a QBS. It again gave a reversal. So this was Apollo. Balrampur Chini again. We got a QBS. I mean, you can see more often than not that it will reverse. More, I mean, say 10 out of 8 times you will see that it will reverse. So that is
So
the probability.
maybe this happens more in volatile stocks. Is it safe to say that?
Yeah,
Or
like
nothing
in
like that?
when nothing like that, but I think it happens wherever there is a huge consolidation. So if a stock is
Okay.
in a like if you say it is in a narrow
Sideways phase.
range, yeah, if it is in a, I mean, because there are many stocks which, I mean, we see like whenever there is NR7, right? So usually in
Right.
NR7 stocks also I've seen that is, I mean, we see the same behavior.
Okay. So
Adani
basically, like
Ports,
NR7 stocks will have a chance of a breakout failure. That is what is the bottom
yes,
line.
yes, yes, they will have a chance of like longer the consolidation on the intraday, like there is a greater chance like you will see this back.
Yeah.
And this is Adani Ports. This is 6:30 call. Now this is the call chart. I wanted to also show a call chart. You can see in the call chart also there is a triple. I mean there is a quadruple bottom sell, and then what has
Yeah.
happened. So it also works on option chart, but option charts have to be liquid because, as you know, sir, that in stocks, not all. I mean, say not a lot of stocks are liquid. So we need liquid stocks in that. In
Right.
that you know. So that is the prime thing. This is again HDFC Bank probable QBS. So this was the probable QBS in HDFC Bank. So we had a TBS which was forming. Then again we got a column reversal which would have made into a QBS, but then we got a column reversal. So
Yeah.
it started again its upward trend. Now it's Bank Nifty. In Bank Nifty is very interesting, and this is a very recent chart. So in the first leg of the chart, we can see that here we got a probable QTB, right? Had we
Right.
formed even a column there, so again it failed. Then we got a QBS. So in the same chart, we can see like both of the things working
So
together.
both sides of the trade you got in the same
Yes,
instrument.
yes, yes. Both sides of the trades are possible in the same instrument. And this was mostly an ATM, I think. It happened like a week ago. So this was when Bank Nifty went up and it got a rejection, I think, the last week. And
Yeah.
now this is very recent, I think, just this week, like 1 or 2 days ago, like on
So this is
Friday
an
or
intraday chart, right?
yes, intraday chart. So it is 1 minute intraday chart,
Okay.
3%. Every chart that I'm showing for options, I only use intraday because I think on daily it's not feasible to trade it.
Yeah. Yeah. Impossible. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the same thing. I think on I mean whenever you get a positive CR, you can like take a trade on QBS. So like because it's a trade where you are basically expecting the price to move up. So this is the entry and exit for both the pattern. So like what is the universe? Universe best it works on like liquid. I mean stocks. FNO universe is fairly liquid. Indices it works very well. So on indices, if you use on Nifty, Bank Nifty, I haven't used on Fin Nifty. So I usually track on the Nifty and Bank Nifty. So there it works best. 0.25 and 0.15 box sizes at 1 minute are the best ones to work at. In options chart, you can look at ATM and in the money options and 1 and 3%. So don't go for OTM because OTMs usually are very volatile and you might not
Yeah.
get desired results. And it does not work very well on daily TF. In daily TF, I mean, the results are not that great, but on a short term, it is quite well. So I think that's all. I think that's all that I have to share.
So this is more of a case of when the market is sideways, you should be alert to identify such a trade because most of the time what happens is when market goes sideways, people think कि market तो सो गया है, चलो अपन भी सो जाते हैं.
हाँ वो एक चीज है। तो सर इवन वैसे क्या होता है कि मार्केट में अगर मानो अगर आप मतलब की ट्रेड कर रहे हो, कोई ना कोई आपको स्टॉक मिल ही जाएगा जो साइडवेज हो जाता है। कोई ना कोई
हाँ,
तो तीन चार ऐसे स्टॉक्स होते ही हैं जो साइडवेज होते ही हैं, तो आपको वैसे
even
दिन में
even
आपको
when
एक ट्रेड आपको मिलेगा ही।
yes, even when there are so many times when the market is trending, but there might be some stock which has gone sideways, and that might give a similar trade.
Yeah, that might give a similar trade. And I can also tell you, like, my experience is why I came out with this, because when I actually first, I mean, like any the novice, when I started to like read charts about PNF, and when I saw TTB, I realized it's a very good pattern. So I thought अगर TT के बाद मतलब अगर TTB के बाद if you get QTB तो उससे भी stronger pattern है, ठीक है? तो that was my behavior on like on मतलब on the short term chart. So I used to
And then
take the trade, and
you got
and
trapped.
and and what happened is like again something that like I mean because I took up from Prashant sir, he used to tell आप जो भी trade करो लिखो उसको कि वो fail हुआ. So I was going through my journal one day and I saw that like I had taken almost 10-20 trades of the QTB QBS, उनमें से 90% fail हो गए थे. So I
Oh,
was
I
like
see.
what yeah, so I was like ऐसा कैसे हुआ कि why is this. So I started to again observe for a couple of months, and then I started to do the opposite, and
Okay.
it started to work. So I did realize कि अच्छा ठीक है, मतलब कि इसका see हर चीज see मतलब that is the point. You have to know when a thing works and when a thing does not work and what is its implication. TTB अच्छा काम करता है, but इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि उसके ऊपर के जितने वेरिएशन है वो भी अच्छा काम करे. So
Maybe
that is
those
something
spikes are caused by some news or something like that, and that's why the overall trend was supposed to be down, but only the spike was caused, which gave maybe a TTB or a QTB, and
yeah
that's where
maybe
traders enter and then it fails.
maybe correct.
Actually, this is a very interesting pattern. To be honest, I have not observed it much, but now I will observe it. And definitely, since you are saying, of course, 90% is not the success rate of this trading pattern. It is just that
Yeah
he observed that it was failing many times. So don't go by that
yeah
90%.
see, I mean by failure I mean कि failure I mean to say कि if I am going to take a buy that will fail, it doesn't mean that I will make money out of the trade.
Yeah.
ठीक है, so अगर if I take a buy so that will fail, it doesn't mean if I short I'll still make money. Okay, people might think अगर उल्टा करोगे तो तब भी आपका पैसा आएगा, नहीं वो सबका जरूरी नहीं है. But again as I said, even if you don't try to take a bullish, I mean आप अगर उसका short नहीं कर सकते QTB पे तो आप एटलीस्ट उसको लॉन्ग मत करो.
Yeah. So for those who say that stop loss तो hit होने के लिए ही होता है, so for them this might be a good reversal trade.
Yeah, it will be a good reversal trade.
Only thing is you need to be active during the daytime. I mean, it is almost like he said, it is an intraday trading pattern. And
Yeah, intraday to swing like BTST mostly. Yeah, mostly. See, I would suggest people who are trading this, if they want to trade it, better you focus it on indices, Nifty and Bank Nifty, indices, ATM options. That is an enough universe for you to find those trades.
yeah.
Even if
So
you like cannot afford time.
yeah. So basically, when the market is sideways, definitely be on the lookout for these kind of patterns. That is what it
Yes,
means.
yes, that is what it means.
Yeah, it's a very interesting system. So let us see how many people observe it and start trading it. This is just to ensure that your day no longer might have begun boring, but no longer ends boring. You get at least a 1 hour trade, which itself is good on a sideways day. 1 hour is really good on a
Yeah,
sideways day. So
there have been also been occurrences when I was about to take a positional trade, because more or less I am also a positional trader in like stocks also. So whenever
yeah,
I used to trade, I used to usually go into the lower time frame and check कि QTB QBS तो नहीं है, ठीक है कि मैं
okay.
उसको तो मैं उसको बाई करने जा रहा हूँ QTB, तो I used to hold for a day, अच्छा ठीक है कल ले लेते. So even that was something I have
Acha,
done.
so you mean to say that when there is a positional entry on a higher box size, but it gives
Yes.
a trade similar to
Okay.
this on a lower time frame, you take that and then take the main trade.
No, I would usually wait also. That is also okay. मतलब मुझे कॉन्ट्रा लेना जरूरी नहीं है. जैसे for example, I'm giving examples of indices. Okay, if in say indices maybe on a positionally, I'm thinking to take a long. Okay,
Yeah.
but on an intraday basis there is a QTB. So it is possible that I will wait it out. ऐसे ठीक है, let that pattern play out for a day, and then I will take the
Okay.
long one the next time.
So that gives you a warning that this might end up as a failure on a shorter time frame. So better wait for a
Yes.
positional entry.
Yes.
Okay. That is also interesting. I mean, how not to enter in a hurry, and if this is a pattern which is forming on a positional trade, better to wait for that to fail, maybe go down, and then you get a better entry with a
Yes.
better risk reward ratio.
Yes, actually, see, my trading style is also about doing spreads. So when I do spreads, basically, I usually want the price to be at the lower end of the range. So if this entire thing has passed out, usually what will happen that the option prices will not be so high. So usually even I will get a very good RR entry on a positional spread.
Yeah, right. So, any more examples to share, or you
I
have
think
finished with
that's
the
all.
example?
That's all the examples I have. I think.
Okay, thank you, Abhishek. This was definitely an interesting pattern, which maybe you are the inventor of this pattern, because this is a contrarian trade, a reversal trade,
Yeah.
reversal of a breakout, so breakout failure trade. So
Yeah.
definitely interesting to watch out for, and I'll definitely watch out for these patterns in the coming days.
Sure.
Thank you, Abhishek, and
Sure.
we hope you enjoyed
Thank you, sir.
this
Welcome.
Guru, and please do
Yes.
subscribe to our channel and like it and share it. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.